Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Millcreek Government Channel. I'm Jessica Stutzman. With this record-breaking snowfall behind us, many of our viewers are excited to take advantage of the sunny skies and warm weather. Whether you love boating, sunbathing, or just taking a hike in nature, Presque State Park is where you want to be. The Presque Partnership is more focused now than ever on making the visitor experience on the peninsula an enjoyable one. Joining me today to talk with us about their upcoming summer projects and events is the Executive Director, John DeMarco. Hi, thank you so much for coming back and joining our show.
Thanks, Jesse. Always excited to come back. We create some really good dialogue here, and it's a great thing for us to be able to come on and tell your viewers what all we have going on down at Presque for the Sunset Music Series and discover Presque and all the great events.
Yeah, I think so too, and I do love generating, more, participants into your activities, and our viewers love to go to your events. So I know that Presque State Park is governed by the DCNR, which is the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. So can you help our viewers better understand Presque Partnership's role in the peninsula?
Sure. So we are a nonprofit organization. We were established in 1994, so we're going actually into our 25th year of operation, our silver anniversary. And it was all started to basically pick up where the state leaves off funding-wise, to help knock off some of those smaller priority needs projects that just aren't within the state budget, given the fiscal year budget. So we work very hard year-round, not just during the summer, to put on fundraisers and amp up our membership and write grants so that the park can be the best it can be, that we can implement these projects and programs to make the visitor experience the best and to make sure that Presque stays such a beautiful, treasured place.
And your mission statement, I'm sure, is right on par with theirs, which is conservation, education, and recreation.
Yes, conservation is always in mind in everything that we do. Preservation, of course, too. Education is always something we want to incorporate into our events, whether it be just a triathlon or the Sunset Music Series. We want to always make sure that somebody leaves with a better appreciation for the park and they learn something new. Mm-hmm. And it's the user experience too is just really a big priority of ours, and we want to make sure that when people leave, that they tell everybody about how great Presque State Park is and how great Erie, Pennsylvania is. And
that's so true. We have won a lot of awards for Presque State Park through the years. It is one of the most visited, beaches and state parks. And like you said, you want to educate because you want them to enjoy their time on Presque Isle, but you want them to have a fun, safe summer. So I know we always push the Drive 25 message, where you drive 25 miles an hour when you're on Presque State Park. Of course, no littering because we have so many great, animals and natural ecosystem on the park that we need to preserve.
Exactly. It's one of the most unique places around. So many other places, people from other places come to Erie, and when they experience the park, they can't even believe that this is right in our backyard. And the wonderful thing is that it's free, and that's really why the Presque Partnership does what we do, is because the state can't always suffice with their funding. So people who really enjoy the park and want to give back in some way, shape, or form, whether it be donation of money, participating in events, shopping at our gift shop in the Tom Ridge Center, it's all worthwhile, and it all stays right here at Presque when you donate through the Presque Partnership or when you support us.
Good, I'm glad. Mm-hmm. The next thing I want to jump right into, I did watch your announcement that you made through Facebook, and you said you work really hard all winter long to provide things and activities and events in the summer. So what I want to talk about is the Best Summer Night concert that's coming up in June.
Yes, we are thrilled to bring that event back to the beach. Best Summer Night this year, June 22nd. It's a Friday, featuring Steve Miller Band and Peter Frampton. It's going to be an outstanding show. If anybody that's watching has been to one of the previous concerts, with Steely Dan or Crosby, Stills and Nash, that it was an absolute magical experience, mm-hmm. and we're aiming to recreate that and then some for June 22nd.
So what goes into planning? What did you do all winter long, and what went into planning a fundraiser of this magnitude? Because it is a fundraiser.
It is, and that's the main focus of this. It's not just, okay, wouldn't it be cool to have a concert on the beach? No, it's all for the park. So yes, we We started way back, actually last summer, working on this. So it's booking the bands, negotiating contracts, and then rolling it out to the sponsors, because without the sponsors, this would not happen. And then planning the chairs. I mean, it's off the grid and on the beach. So we literally have to bring in everything to create that infrastructure: electricity, restrooms. We set up 4,000 chairs. How do you get people out onto the beach? So we're having ADA accessible mats. So the whole venue is ADA accessible. The catering, the tents, the ticketing, the advertising, it's just a lot of work. So we have a lot of committees formed, which board members of ours chair, and then people join in and help that want to contribute, and we somehow bring it all together on June 22nd. So Mother Nature will be our best friend on that day.
Yes, it will be. And tell me, what happens in case of rain?
In case of rain, let's not even go there.
We don't think about rain. That doesn't happen here in Erie, PA.
It's a rain or shine event, but in the event of really inclement weather, we will have to cancel. And there's no way that we could do a rain date given all the things that are just set up.
Right.
But it's going to be great weather as it was in past years.
Right. And that's how it always works out. So Mother Nature knows, and she'll be on our side that day. And what time does the event start on that day?
The event, well, if you go with the pre-party ticket, which is $175, that starts at 5 o'clock. So 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock pre-party at Beach 11. That includes, some of the best seating, some of the best parking, beer, wine, catered hors d'oeuvres. You would spend that easily going out of town with the hotel and all that. So, and at the end of the day, this is a fundraiser. So that money's going right back into the park. And then, of course, we have other ticket levels at $125 and $100. Those are reserved seating. Every seat is reserved. So the concert will start at around 7:30. Peter Frampton will come on and play about an 80-minute set. We'll have a little 20-minute changeover, and then Steve Miller Band will close out the evening with anywhere from 90 to however long. If he's feeling it, he could play until midnight. So it's going to be a great show, a lot of hits, pretty magical moment.
That's so exciting. Tell us where, and you just mentioned it, so it made me think about it. Where do people park? Do they park on Presque Isle? Do they park outside of Presque Isle? Do you shuttle them around? How does that all work?
We have parking lots set up at Beach 11, Beach 10, and Beach 8. And the E generously contributes to this event and is bringing about 20 of their CNG buses down. So we really want to go green with this event as much as possible, and the CNG is just a perfect fit for this. So if you buy one of the lower level tickets, the 100 or the 125, you're going to be at Beach 10 or Beach 8, and then the Beach 11 is reserved for the premium ticket level.
And you mentioned going green, and I know we've had this conversation a lot, and so the E is bringing their CNG buses. What other things are you doing to go green for this concert? Because that's hard to do on Presque Isle. Like you said, you're bringing in all these resources, but going green is important to you. So what else are you going to do to help the residents go green while they're there?
So some of the, well, as much as we can with the pre-party, you want foods that you can pick up with your hand and just eat with a napkin. You don't want to use servingware that might not be compostable or recyclable. In those cases, we will use compostable or recyclable items. The beer will be served in cans, and that will all be collected and recycled. We have solar powered running some of the lights at nighttime. We're actually going to try to run the stage and some of the other equipment like the refrigerator trucks on biodiesel generators. And just, it's a process. As you go through and start planning, you can identify areas where, okay, I think we can be a little bit more green here, and we can send a good message by using this product versus this product. So it's an ongoing thing, and we're working very closely with one of your former employers, Environment Erie, to be able to make this happen. So look forward to that at our concert for sure. It's
so impressive to me that not only are you putting this concert on, but you are making it green. So I think that is a great message for other groups, if you are holding a big event, to take a page out of your book and maybe even contact you. Hey John, we want to do the same thing. What did you do? Right. If we can do it with an event this size, there's no reason why every event in Erie can't be as green or close to it as this one. That's such a great way to look at it. So in the past, the Best Summer Night Concert benefited projects like the restorations made to the Perry Monument area or to the Presque Isle Lighthouse. Where is all the funding going to go this year? So we've identified a great project.
The lifeguard chairs on the beaches are outdated, they're pretty weathered, they're not sufficient enough really for the type of lifeguarding that our lifeguards do here on Lake Erie. So we've identified that each beach needs a lifeguard station, similar to what you would see out on the West Coast or the East Coast. Think Baywatch too, you know, a lifeguard station that has all your equipment. It's the same throughout the different beaches, so if one lifeguard is guarding a different beach, they know exactly where all their critical equipment is. And we have all the resources here locally to design and manufacture these and then put them on our beaches. So the goal with this whole concert is it comes full circle. We be green, we put on a great show, the money stays here, the money is not going somewhere else and just shipping these lifeguard stations here. We're engaging local university students to submit designs for this contest, for the lifeguard design contest, and then we'll just work our way towards getting our beaches outfitted with some really great life-saving structures that are really going to also increase the aesthetics of the beaches.
That's so impressive, and safety is so important on Presque Isle. I mean, just because Lake Erie is a freshwater lake, I mean, emergency situations can happen and you can get in danger or you can get in over your head. And to have a lifeguard station that's fully equipped, and like you said, any lifeguard, whether they're switching from beach 10 to beach 6, they're going to know how to find their equipment and quickly get to it and help save somebody's life.
Exactly. With 4 million visitors a year, many of them utilizing our beaches, safety is our #1 priority. Having fun is #2.
Very true. So Presque Isle Partnership has a variety of other fundraisers and events. I don't even think of them as fundraisers. I mean, to me, they are just all fun. But what else is in store for the summer? Because you are constantly changing and evolving and updating these summer, fall, winter events, but I know we're going into summer, so what do those look like?
Well, that's the thing, Presque Isle is always changing, and we always have to change with it. The beaches, of course, took a beating this year, so we'll be adjusting some things, but yeah, we put an emphasis on fun and fundraising. The summer kicks off with the poker paddle. It's in its 3rd year. About 300 participants do a 5-stop poker run throughout the lagoons and the bay, and also that ends with the after party at Millcreek Brewing Company. Then we move into the Sunset Music Series on Beach 1. 6 Wednesday night concerts, free live music, 2 bands, each Wednesday night, 5:30 to sunset. With that, we've incorporated a new event called Food Truck Wednesday. We want to really harness that buzz around the food trucks and support our local vendors. So each week at the Sunset Music Series, in addition to Jay's Main Street and Connie's Ice Cream being on the beach, every week 3 different food trucks will be rotating down at the Sunset Music Series, so that'll be fun. And then that brings us into, of course, Discover Presque Isle. We are going to remain out at Beach 11 this year, but we've worked out some great things with the shuttle service. There will be a loop running the whole back side of the peninsula, which is essentially from the Waterworks area out to Perry Monument and the counterclockwise through the E. And that loop is something that they're running all summer long, Monday through Friday, with their Presque Isle Express. They're also doing a front side loop to connect you. So they'll throw a few more buses on that.
Yeah, with the Presque Isle days, and again, you said you did switch them recently to Beach 11. What benefits did you see to making that switch? Because I know that was a big change for you guys, and a lot of good came from it.
The big thing was that we had a lot more room to be able to do what we wanted to do with our vendors and keeping everything kind of contained in an area. The waterworks just got very congested, and there was a lot of public safety concerns. Like I said, safety is our #1 priority. So moving it out to Beach 11 got people going out and to see the whole entire park. We have arranged for more parking. We have arranged for more people doing traffic control. With any big change like that, of course, there's glitches, but we started addressing those days after the event last year, specifically around the areas of parking. But the vendors, the craft vendors, will actually be in the area, they call it Coast Guard Road, out at Beach 11, right in between the beach and the bathhouse. So that'll free up a lot of extra space for our visitors to park. We're going to, of course, bring back the movie on the beach. That was a big success with Jaws. Sand sculpture competition, live music, bonfire, kids area. It's just going to be a blast, as it always is, and it's all about raising money for the peninsula. So make sure to buy your button. Right now, it's funny because we don't know what our design is going to be yet for the button.
I saw that on your Facebook page.
Yeah, so you know all about it. Maybe your daughter Lola, when she gets big enough, she can
Right
color
now
it.
it'll be mommy putting the crayon in her hand, and then I'll move it for her.
So through Sarah's and our gift shop, we have initiated a coloring contest to color the frog, and that will then be the button for this year and will be featured on the t-shirts. So some kids' artwork will be featured on that. It'll be pretty neat.
And when should, I mean, I know everyone, I'm going to direct everyone to your Facebook page, to your website. When is the coloring contest over?
That ends on Mother's Day, and you can pick up your coloring contest sheet at Sarah's or Presque Gallery and Gifts, or go to Sarah's website. They have it on there, and that's all due Mother's Day at Sarah's.
Okay, and all of your events really are kid friendly. I mean, you've got wonderful events like you said. The Jaws, the movie on the beach, that was great. Sand sculpture competitions, kids love looking at those. What about the food vendor? Or no, I'm sorry, not the food vendors, the craft vendors. What are you looking for in the vendors, and when do they have to submit by?
It's kind of an open kind of submission. We're never going to shut anybody out that has a great product or really wants to participate in the event. We always try to keep things as local as possible. We don't want resale items. We want this to be a true craft show. Something that people look towards as, I know I can get something unique there that I can't get anywhere else. So we strive to do that. With our food vendors, we met with all of the local food vendors and food trucks, and we said something this year we want to do is we want to go all local with our food. So we're very happy to announce that we will be going all local with all the food vendors at Discover Presque this year. Really, really support them.
And so if I'm a shopper, because you know that I am, do I want to bring cash out to Discover Presque Days, or is a credit card okay? How do the I keep calling them food vendors, all the food vendors and the craft vendors, how does everybody accept payment?
Well, this day and age, I feel like most people have either a Square on their iPhone where you just swipe your card, but I would suggest cash because, as we know, internet on the park and service on the park is just kind of wishy-washy, and rightfully so. It's a place of nature, not a place of cell phone use, I guess.
Which is good. I think that's a good thing. You get to Presque Isle, and you want to detox, drive slow, put your cell phone away, and enjoy your time on the park, enjoy your event, and spend some money at those vendors. I'm telling you, I'm a big shopper. I'm a big proponent for spending locally. So.
Yeah, but with that, it would be nice to see the service increase too, because of the public safety. If there's an emergency and you need to get a hold of somebody, it's a state park. It's meant to go out and adventure. So maybe it's something we'll see in the future. Right.
So moving on, so we just talked about Discover Presque Isle Days, the Presque Isle Poker Paddle, the Sunset Music Series, which is now incorporating a Food Truck Wednesday style event where we've got all this great local food coming in. Peace, Love, and Presque Isle 5K. What's that?
Yes, that's something we introduced during Discover Presque Isle Days last year. There was really no Presque Isle Partnership 5K, and this is actually a 3 or 5K, and it's a fun run. It's a beach run walk Saturday morning of Discover Presque Isle. Your $25 registration gets you a tie-dye t-shirt, Peace, Love, and Presque Isle, and then also a voucher to go to the Presque Isle Rotary Club's pancake breakfast on either either Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
So that's great value.
That's wonderful. And then the Presque Isle, again, running, so I have to get in shape now. After having a baby, I have to go running. Presque Isle Triathlon, tell me about that.
Yes, we're making a big move with the triathlon this year. The transition of the swim, bike, and run used to be at the waterworks area, but we've been seeing issues surrounding the harmful algal blooms. And that area where there's a lot of stagnant water over by the waterworks has not always been the most ideal for people swimming. So we're moving the transition out to Beach 10, and it's going to be a lake swim, which reduces the chances of the harmful algal blooms just because of the circulation of the water out there. But the call will be made on the day whether we swim or we don't swim, and we're looking forward to it. That's on August 25th.
And what's the length? I always have to psych myself up. What's the length of the run, bike, swim? Do you know the length of each one?
Oh, the graphic should be on the screen right now.
The graphic will be on the screen. I'm going to psych myself up for this. And again, if our viewers don't know, what is a harmful algal bloom? And I know that it looks like maybe like spilled paint. And our viewers, if they don't know, again, if you see something like that in the bay or in any body of water, you need to stay away from it.
Right. It's like a neon green bacteria that basically releases these toxins, and it's fairly new, and we're still learning a lot about it. Actually, the Regional Science Consortium, which has their labs in the Tom Ridge Center, does a lot of work in monitoring of those harmful algal blooms with assistance from the Erie County Department of Health. So you just want to make sure if you see anything, or if you see any signs out on those beaches that say harmful algal blooms, but if you don't see any of those colors,
Right.
Still be cautious, because those toxins can stay in the water for long after the green color disappears. So if you see that sign, don't assume that, oh, they just forgot to pick up the sign.
Right.
Be very cautious, and it's harmful to dogs. So
I'm so glad you brought that up. That's what I wanted to talk about. So it's harmful to humans, it's harmful to dogs. So if you see it, again, don't let your pet swim in it. And you should report it. You should report it. I believe it's to the health department if you see something like that, and a sign's not already put in place to warn people.
definitely.
Okay, so we've got the Presque Triathlon, and so what projects will these fundraisers support throughout the year?
So we have a variety of projects that we support every year. Just coming up the Presque cleanup in the spring and the fall. Also, we support research projects through the Regional Science Consortium. We support DCNR programming for any of the special events that they do, such as walks, hikes, things of that sort. And we also are going to be assisting with the restoration of the gear tower at the ferry slip of the waterworks area. So what many people think is that lighthouse at the waterworks is actually not a lighthouse. It's an ornamental structure that houses an emergency intake valve for the Erie Waterworks, and it's outdated. It's not in use anymore, but a generous donor came forth to the Erie Waterworks and said, I would love to see that restored, so we're working on that project now.
That's so interesting. I actually had no idea. Like you said, I thought it was a lighthouse. So that's really interesting to hear that it's not. And we have some goodies on the table here I want to talk about. And these are all from your gift shop.
Yes, this is some of the merchandise that we had brought from Presque Gallery and Gifts located in the Tom Ridge Environmental Center. We are open 5 or 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and we have souvenirs, gift items. Right here is our own straight up Paradise Presque Isle coffee brewed by Millcreek Brewing Company.
It smells delicious, I will tell you that.
We have great literature, books for the kids, books for people that are interested in the history of Presque Isle. We have a lot of great gallery items, towels, plush. How about this? This is like our Discover Presque Isle frog.
Yes, well, I would say it reminds me of the Discover Presque Isle frog, and I think I'm going to have to take one home for Lola.
I think so. I think that would be great.
I'm going to stop down, do my shopping. And this bowl is beautiful. Tell me about this.
Yes, what's great about this bowl is it's made locally, and this wood actually came from some wood on Presque Isle. It's
stunning.
a Bill Hess bowl. He does tremendous work. We carry a lot of work from consigners, local artists. We always are wanting to support local, and that's a big proponent of ours. Whatever we can do local, let's do it. So just a few items that we wanted to bring, and we also are your kite headquarters if you're going to try to fly a kite down the park. And all the proceeds from that gift shop go right back into the projects and programming that we do at the Presque Isle Partnership. A few other ways to support the park, of course, is through our membership.
Okay.
It's a yearly annual $25 or more, and you get discounts at the gift shop, discounts on our events, and all that money, of course, goes right back into making Presque Isle the best park it can be to make your experience the most enjoyable.
You do such a wonderful job. I want to thank you. This membership is new, isn't it?
This is something we've had for a while, but really something that we're trying to elevate. We all use Presque Isle so much. If we can all just give back, even $1 a day, a penny a day, would just.
Because you don't pay anything to go on Presque Isle. There are so many other parks that I've been to where you do have to pay, $2 or $5 to enter, and Presque Isle is not one of those. So we do need to support, the gift shop, your events, buying a membership program, and I want to make a plug for your gift shop. Every year I have a Christmas list that I distribute out to family members who, always ask, I don't know what to get you, what should I get you? And I always tell them that your gift shop is always on the list and they can buy me anything from it. I would be happy with that. So
great.
Any of these items, again, would look great in my home and would look great in your home too. So, but the gift shop is wonderful. So, and volunteers, you guys always need volunteers?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. We could not do what we do without our volunteers, and whether you are really good at computer things, or if you are really good at selling tickets, we always need your help. So you can just see, just by the number of the events, the gift shop, we can't do it alone, and we would gladly take anybody's help.
Yes. So again, we mentioned your website, your Facebook page. How can everybody contact you? Give me the details for each of those.
Sure. The best is to go to our website, discoverpi.com. There's a contact us page. Our emails are there. Feel free to email me directly. Feel free to email Terry directly. She's our gift shop manager. Jim is our event coordinator. Our Facebook page, Presque Partnership and Presque Gallery and Gifts. Follow us on Instagram, Presque Partnership, all that fun stuff.
And your phone number if somebody wants to call.
Our phone number is 814-838-5138.
John, thank you so much for coming today. I know that you are super busy with all of these projects you got going on, and especially with the Best Summer Night coming up. But I want to thank you for everything you put into making this park what it is. It's wonderful.
Oh, thank you. And really, we're happy to be here. So thanks for inviting us back.
Thank you. Viewers, again, we have covered so much today. We have your entire summer planned out. So we're going to put these dates on the screen for you. I want you to get your calendar out and mark down all of John's events, all of his fundraisers, because again, they are really fun. So thank you for joining us on the Millcreek Government Channel. And until next time, have a wonderful day.
You're watching the Millcreek Government Channel, powered by WQLN Public Media.